We continue to follow developments from the Middle East. A mother and daughter from the Chicago area could be among the missing in Israel as officials order a complete siege of the Gaza Strip. Government releasing this video of buildings being destroyed in airstrikes. Israel stopped supplies of food, water, and electricity to the Gaza Strip. At this hour, we know at least 900 people have been killed in Israel and 680 killed in Gaza. Thousands others have been wounded. Now, the U.S. State Department says 9 Americans are among the dead, and more than 100 hostages have been taken, their fate unknown. And according to CNN, Judith Tay-Rainen and her daughter, Natalie, had been visiting relatives when militants attacked the kibbutz. That's where they had been staying. And in a speech to his country, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says the offensive has just started, warning citizens we have hard days coming.
News Nation's Robert Sherman is on the ground in Tel Aviv.
It feels as though every hour we stand on the ground here in Israel, the ante is upped and the tensions heighten. All day long, we've been hearing bombs falling on the Gaza Strip in the distance. This has been what the Israeli Air Force has been doing all day long, pounding the Gaza Strip again and again. But we've also heard heightened rhetoric coming from the Israeli defense minister saying that they are prepared to cut off supplies going into the Gaza Strip. That includes food, fuel, electricity as well. We really haven't heard this kind of heightened rhetoric, but the message that we've gotten from Israeli military forces is that they are looking for a conclusion to all of this that is absolute. That's what's happening down at the Gaza Strip, but it's not just there. If you look at Israel's northern border as well, the Israeli Air Force says that they had to engage in attacks today on Lebanon. That's the northern side of the country here. Well, the Palestinian Islamic Jihad is now claiming responsibility for attacks at that more northern border there, which means not only is the southern portion of Israel in a potential contentious situation, but also the north as well. So that's what we're talking about when we say it seems as though the ante continues to be raised as we stand here hour by hour in Israel. But when you talk to the people on the ground here, they say that this all just feels so different. Yes, the average Israeli citizen, they're very used to the constant threat of missiles and bombings. They're very used to the air raid sirens going off. But there is this feeling when we talk to Israeli citizens that there is this unknown which is worrisome. What will the future hold in the coming days? Will there be any responses of great magnitude that they need to be concerned about? Those are some of the things that are weighing on the minds of many of these Israeli citizens here as they anxiously wait to see what the future has in store. In Tel Aviv, Israel, Robert Sherman, News Nation.
A Chicago native who is in Israel spoke to WGN this morning following the horrors that unfolded over the weekend.
Obviously, Israeli military intelligence had a massive failure. We have never had this number of civilians killed in any of the multiple wars.
There are fears now that the conflict could escalate to other parts of the region. The Associated Press reports Israel has already struck southern Lebanon, killing 5 members of Hezbollah. The United Nations says intense diplomatic activity is underway, trying to prevent the fighting from spreading. And we invite you to stay with WGN for the latest on the war between Israel and Hamas. We'll stay on top of the latest developments, bringing them to you as they occur. Ahead at 6, we'll hear more from survivors of the violence in Israel. You can get updates anytime online at WGNTV.com and by downloading our free WGN News app.